Hey everyone, welcome to Bickering Book Reviews. I'm Sarah,
And I'm Becky.
and today we're talking about Monster, Monarch, and Maiden by Rae Carson, which I got as an e-book and e-audio off of NetGalley.
Oh, see, I got it off of NetGalley. I can't remember what format, but it was on Libro. So I listened to it off of Libro
Yeah,
because
it was just easier for me to find it off NetGalley.
the Libro thing, like, I'm sorry, NetGalley, your speeds are not good. It feels super slow or super fast. Whereas on Libro, they have more speed options.
It's the Goldilocks.
It is. I'm sorry. With accents, this one doesn't have accents, but sometimes I'm just like, eep.
Um, okay. Well, this book is about Bria, who has been captured by slave traders. Um, And in this world, different people have magical gifts, but you don't really talk about it. It's considered taboo to kind of discuss what your magical gift is. Um, so we start with Bria being captured by slave traders, and her sister just recently died. And what
And
ends up,
it's still chained to her in the back of the carriage.
it's rough. But Bria is saved by a stranger who just unleash like saves her. The thing is, he knows that they're slavers, but slavers would rather kill their the enslaved people than actually be caught. So Bria's like the only one left standing. And so guy Titus saves her, and he ends up kind of going on his own little way, but she's like, she knows enough about the world that she could get places, but she really needs kind of him for his resources. So she tracks him down, and they end up essentially journeying together. And Bria just assumes that she knows that her sister's dead, and her family was left for dead, and kind of her home was burnt out. So she's like, I've got nothing left in this world. Let me hitch my wagon to this Titus guy who seems like a pretty decent guy. And so Titus is on a godly quest, because I don't want to give away any of like the ending. So he's on a godly quest.
Quest, quest.
He's on a quest, and it's going to take him to the ends of the earth, and Bria is right there with him, and so she pledges that she will go with him. And so there's a lot of like magic and different fun things with it. The thing that like really stands out to me is it's different than a lot of the other fantasy books that I've read, because Bria is her family was they call it lodge or inn.
I think it's
Lodge.
an inn.
They were innkeepers, and so like she has all of this like knowledge that's tied to like owning an inn, and like you know being in that kind of service industry and seeing people from all across their globe, and just like it was very interesting. Like I really enjoyed that. I thought it was nice.
It's very fantasy, but it's also there's a little bit of like realism with like the way the characters are developed. And so I've read a bunch of Rae Carson's books, and the reason I keep going back to Rae Carson's books is because I think she's really good at world building.
Yeah, I mean this was really well written.
Yes, it was very well written. I did not love this as much as some of I really liked her is it Girl of Thorns and Fire series, her first series, which those were really good. Um First to me it felt more adult than teen in a lot of aspects. Um but like and I don't I'm trying I felt like the end kind of went on a little bit longer than it should have. The pacing, like I remember I got to a certain point and I'm like, oh, so it's like over, but then there was like another like almost hour. And that to me actually made it feel more adult than teen. I feel like teen it would have been wrapped up quicker.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it's well written. It's beautifully well written. And like I said, her world building, like she paints a picture. Like you can see everything. And I feel like yes, there are a lot of fantasy elements that are in a lot of things, but I feel like her worlds are just a little bit like they're her own. Like you can tell she's not just
Well, no, I mean,
cosplaying into another world.
she naturally brought in like kind of the rules of the magic, and like how like there's just not like infinite magical powers, and everybody has something different. Like there were like rules to it. Like
Right,
if you use so much of it, you could get, magic sick and like you need to eat, you need to rest. Like you can't just, it's not like an infinite pool of magic. And
right,
so there was very much structure to that. And like, so the world isn't, it was very much guided by structure, which was
right.
good, which is well
Like,
done.
like a lot, yes, a lot. Like I said, she's really good. Like she creates the world, like the whole world. You aren't left wondering.
Well, and like I liked the character. There weren't a lot of characters, but there were. Like Bria really comes into contact with a lot of people as they're on this journey through the world. Like, and surprisingly, it felt very similar to Salt to the Sea, kind of.
Like the actual structure.
Like the journey and like meeting people along the way and like getting to meet the characters in that same way. Like it felt very similar to that, even though one's a historical novel and one's fantasy, but like you could definitely see how they would be read-alikes, I think.
What is the ship
Anyway,
in the Salt of the Sea? Is it the Wilhelm Gustaf?
yes.
And it was, I remember reading that. I was talking to my dad and my brother, and I'm like, so I'm reading this book, and this is what happens, and this is what happens. And they both look at me and they're like, are you reading a book about the Wilhelm Gustaf? And I'm like, well, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, and I didn't know this. And they're like, how did you not know that? I'm like, they're like, this is what, and I'm like, but I'm reading the book.
But
So
no, I mean, but no, and like I don't
look what
know, the
happens when
college
you're in a family of nerds. So, and I
yeah,
include myself
you
in that.
come by it honestly.
I do. I do.
I don't
And
know. I
Sarah's
just
met my brother, so she's not surprised.
no, that they would like the
But no, like back, no, and like the characters were well written. There were complicated. There were, and I kind of felt like the showdown with the bad guy was just like that felt very anticlimactic to
I
me.
feel like that was just kind of like a that
Like we got
wasn't
to
even the
wrap this
point of the
up.
story. Like that
Well,
was just kind of like what that wasn't the I don't know, that wasn't the focus of the story for me.
but
Like
the
the
thing was,
characters.
like that was wrapped up so fast,
Yeah.
and then there's like all of this after, and that
Yeah.
to me was like where they lost me.
But I liked the after. Like I liked I don't know. I liked it. I
And
enjoyed
I'm
it.
trying really hard not to give away more details because I really do think like she does unveil like plot points and secrets very well. And
Yeah.
so if you are a fan of her books, you will, or like if you're just looking for a well-written fantasy book.
Yeah, exactly. I have a friend who loves to read fantasy, so I'm definitely recommending this one to her. So, and it was a good audiobook. So I think we're at the point where we should rate it. Our rating scale goes from 5 unicorns down to 2 unicorns. If we don't like it, doesn't get a horn, and is therefore a horse. Where are you?
I'm at 3. I thought the world building was good. I thought the characters were well developed. The pacing just didn't work for me near the end. And like I said, I know it's going to be in my teen room and it should be an adult. This is why we need new adult.
It's true. I'm giving it a 4. I thought it was really well done. I thought I liked the way the world was built. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to keep reading. Like I really liked this one.
So that is where we are on Monster Maiden
Monster,
Monarch.
Monarch, and Maiden.
I had all the words in the wrong order. But I do that often. And
Okay.
we'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye.